What is going on, everybody? Danny back here for another video here on Danny Huckins PW, man. It's been a little bit since I had some kind of content here on the channel, whatever, and, just to reassure you guys that I'm not really going anywhere. I'm just sort of transitioning a little bit. I will not be live for SmackDown, obviously, the day that you guys seen this video. Last time you guys saw me was live on Monday Night Raw, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be live this coming Monday or whatever. It is my wife's birthday, and I know she wants to go out and do some things or whatever. So I don't know what exactly is the game plan for that day. Definitely gonna end up letting you guys know. If I'm not live Monday, I'll probably more than likely be live next Wednesday for AEW Dynamite. Anyway, man, we're gonna be checking out this video. I kind of missed having this reaction videos and like having content on the channel for you guys to watch or whatever. That's not necessarily like a live stream. Let me know if you guys dig it, man. I know there's a lot of people that don't really give a fuck, but if you guys do care, leave a like, hit the subscribe button with the notification buttons or not. If you guys are new to the channel, man, I appreciate you guys. And we're going to be checking this out, man, by top 10 wrestling, craziest indie wrestling shoot incidents ever. Let's check this out, man. I feel like this shit's about to get crazy, man, because, like, when you're an indie wrestler, you feel like you're untouchable in a way, like, you're sort of on a leash if you're signed to, like, one of the major organizations, but when you're not, and you're sort of, like, fending for yourself in a way, you sort of feel like you have, like, this ability to really say and do whatever you want with no real repercussions. So we're gonna see what the fuck is going on in this video, man, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of interested.
So recently I did a video discussing some of the craziest and most shocking incidents and controversies in independent wrestling, and you guys seem to really enjoy that, so I'm back here with another video discussing some of the craziest incidents in the history of independent wrestling, specifically shoot incidents. Basically moments at indie shows where matches turned a bit real or just turned into a straight up real fight. So like the video as we discuss the first item on this list, which is one of the stranger items I've discussed in one of these videos, as you might be familiar with YouTuber Grimm's Toy Show.
Oh, Grimm's Toy Show. Everybody knows him if you're in the pro wrestling content space.
When I was younger, I can say that for sure, but Grimm's Toy Show also takes independent bookings here and there from what I understand, and also runs his own promotion. And I remember him being involved in a strange incident where he was legit attacked at an independent wrestling show. I remember seeing this as a kid.
Really?
When Grimm's Toy Show was making videos talking about it, and in research I found this took place in 2017 at a JCPW show, and I'm guessing it was an unplanned spot. As they come out here, they jump him, they even powerbomb him at one point, as footage shows all of this, and Grimm also goes on to discuss it on his channel.
I gotta see this, man.
Get buddies now. Wait, they do fight. Get buddies now. Look at them. Get out. Give me a mic. Get out.
I know we were good before, but hey, the fact that you guys are even allowed in the ring is a disgrace to professional wrestling. It is disgusting. Get out of our ring. You don't deserve to be in this ring like we do.
Come here.
You don't deserve it.
You know what? Everybody unfollow JC or whatever the fuck this place is. Suck my dick. Very professional.
Why don't you get some training first?
Damn, bro, that was legit.
Their names were Aaron Bradley and Brandon Kirk. And after our match, they jumped in the ring and attacked us. Legit, for real. Like, professional wrestling is a show. Okay? But this was not part of the show. And I was punched in the back of the head very hard by one of these guys. I don't know which one, because they're unknowns. And that's why they're mad. Okay?
They're unknowns, bro.
And I got punched in the back.
Bro, when you have any kind of, like, notoriety, right? The best insult you can give to somebody is, like, I wouldn't necessarily say, like, I'm well-known or whatever, but, I do have an audience that not a lot of ordinary people have. You know what I mean? So, like, somebody comes in a live stream and starts talking shit, pretty much call them a nobody, because, they're spending their time being mad at you for whatever reason, when in reality they could be working on themselves or whatever to get themselves in the position that you're in. You know what I mean? It's wild, bro. Like, people are just so jealous for whatever reason. I don't understand it. I wasn't always in this position. If you want to do what I do, fucking do it. Enough of my rant for today.
Back of the head, and I got rocked, and I saw stars, and so I got rocked in the back of the head. And I said, what was that? And my first instinct, if someone's attacking me, is I'm going to attack them back. So I clocked this guy in the back of the head as he was about to attack Rojo. Meanwhile, the other dude had grabbed Jay Evans and gave him a power bomb. And I'll give it to you, the power bomb looked like, you know, a show.
It looked like a
The punch that I
show.
took to the back of the head was not. Okay? And I don't know, the guy who hit me was going after Rojo. God knows what he would have done had I not retaliated and got him back.
So next incident involves former WWE
Damn, bro.
mid-carder Manu, who there's a very good chance you don't remember, but he was just like the lower mid-card
I
member
feel
of
like I
Legacy,
remember
that
this
stable,
guy.
if you remember them. He now goes by Alpha Jr., and if this clip of him shooting on an opponent, a younger opponent, and an independent show is anything to go off, then there's very good reason he never made it far.
I feel like I'm gonna like this video, bro.
It's
It's gonna be full of drama.
Doing a Samoan gimmick, even though he wasn't actually Samoan, so Alpha felt the need to do this in the ring rather than discussing it backstage, you know?
Oh my god! What the? Holy shit!
Bro, I've seen this clip all over social media.
What the fuck? Didn't even ring the bell! Oh my god!
Bro, I've seen this clip all over social media, man.
Oh my god! Wait, what? Oh my god. Jesus, indeed. Aura.
The guy in the camera's like, aura. This guy's a fucking superstar, bro.
Dude, the aura's
The next Roman Reigns.
And your winner by rule of TKO,
He just beat his ass.
Junior. Get this piece of shit out of my fucking ring.
Oh.
I don't know what fucking island you think you come from, but it sure as fuck ain't the South Pacific, you piece of shit.
Oh my
This
god.
is not cosplay. You got some bad advice from some bad fucking trainers because I don't play wrestling. I bled for this shit. My family bled for this shit for generations. I am not gonna let no bullshit Puerto Rican piece of shit.
Next up is an incident.
Damn, bro, he pulled a race card, man.
Entire video just talking about some of his
Oh my
craziest
God.
controversies and incidents and drama. He's
New
been caught in.
Jack.
I could probably do that very soon, and maybe I will. But this one was suggested by Larry Bundy Jr. in the comments of my last indie wrestling show video, so I
Bro,
thought I'll
New
discuss it
Jack
here.
is
I have
fucking
actually heard
notorious
it
for just
before,
being an
and
asshole.
That is the New Jack versus Gypsy Joe incident, and basically you may have heard of this match as the infamous match where New Jack just beats up on a 70-year-old man. At least that's how I had heard of it originally. This took place at
70?
Main Event Wrestling Colombia in 2003, and as the match goes on, it just gets more uncomfortable, and it's almost like the crowd kind of realize that they're witnessing like a murder happening in real time.
But for those that don't know who Gypsy Joe is, he's an old little guy, about 76 years old. And Gypsy Joe was probably over when gas was about 12 cents a gallon. He was a star way back in the day. Way back in the day.
Way back in, you know, back in the fucking,
Jesus, he was way back there, dog.
back in the Revolutionary period.
And Gypsy Joe decides that he wants to do a match against me. Yours truly. So I go to
Bro, you don't beat up a 70-year-old man. I don't give a fuck what your reasoning is. It's not like, you know, even if it's just like for your reputation, which New Jack didn't really have a very good reputation to begin with. But I feel like him beating the fuck out of a 70-year-old, I mean, it did make people like him more. I'll just say that. I gotta see what fucking transpired, bro.
Tennessee to meet this guy to do these promos at this TV studio. And I walk in, it's this big old white boy sitting there all muscled up. Then there's this little bitty white dude.
This
sitting there.
little bitty white dude.
So I walk up to the big guy. I'm like, what's up, man? I'm Jack. He said, what you calling? I said, what? You're not Joe? He said, no, that's Joe right there. So I looked at him. I was like, okay, they playing with me. But he said, no, I'm Joe. It's okay. So I go to the promoter. I said, so what you want me to do with this guy? He said, have a match with him. He's hard as nails. He's tough as leather. I said, bro, I can't do but one or two things with him. I said, I can either beat him to death or go out there and do a comedy match and lose dollar value in my name. He can take anything you dish out. He's tough as nails. That's okay. So I go to the show and it's just country.
So it was the promoter that decided to put New Jack, who's I don't necessarily think was all there mentally to begin with. It was the promoter's idea to put New Jack in a match with a 70-year-old man. Knowing the kind of reputation that New Jack had for, you know, all the shit that he did in ECW, like, nobody really wanted to fucking ever work with this guy. He was notorious for, like, legitimately working as stiff as he fucking could without legitimately causing manslaughter. And you think it's a good idea to put him in the ring with a 70-year-old? I mean, I kind of hope that promoter lost his fucking license, bro. Yes, promoters need licenses or whatever to, you know, there's a lot of shit that goes into running a show. I kind of hope the promoter lost his license, not gonna lie. It's not a very wise idea, bro, because if something, like, I don't know how this story ends, but I feel like it's not gonna end good. And I feel like if this guy would have died at the hands of New Jack would have been responsible, obviously. But I feel like majority of the blame would have been on the promoter and the show. Because why would you do this? I don't understand. That's like fucking putting New Jack in a match with a fucking paraplegic and be like, he could take a shot.
Thinking no shoes. I mean, it was disgusting. And I'm usually accepted as the good guy.
When?
But in Tennessee, if I came in there with some angel wings and a halo, I'm not gonna be the good guy.
New Jack was notorious, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. This guy was fucking notorious.
I knew I was in for something. When, you know, sometimes I take my bandana.
He was loved by some, hated by a lot, but he was notorious. Not necessarily for the best reasons.
So now New Jack gets in the ring. Gypsy Joe comes out wearing his pink tights and little panty things and his nice little pretty coat and his hair that's blotted and splotched, and he got little, it won't even dye no more, it's just gray, and then his bald head spotting it, you know. And
bro, I gotta know if this guy's still alive, bro. I highly doubt it.
And Gypsy Joe would not sell nothing that I gave him. In other words, if I punched him, he had like I didn't punch him. So then he headbutted me in my nose. Now, I got enough nose as it is, and he just smashed it. So then I went on the attack, and I beat him, and I beat him, and I beat him, and I stomped him. And I wrapped ball right around his head, snatched it off, and big old piece of hair in it. And I took a baseball bat and pinged him across the top of his head and beat him. And then everybody in the audience was calling me the N-word, and I was putting that whooping on Joe like it wasn't going to be no tomorrow. The promoter came out and stopped the match. He said, I'm stopping the match due to unnecessary roughness.
Bro. Gypsy Joe, he passed away June 15, 2016. He wrestled his last match in 2011.
It's a hardcore match. This is supposed to be
And the match ended. I went downstairs and got my bag and got in the trunk of somebody's car, and we left. Because they called the cops. Needless to say, Gypsy Joe did not respond to any interviews when people want to talk to him about the match that me and him had, because off the record he told somebody that was the worst beating he ever took in his life, that I was going to kill him. And actually, if I could have gotten away with it, I would have. Because there comes a time and point in this business where you get too old to do this. You're too young to do it, then you're too old to do it. And his day done came and went long time ago. And me having the reputation I have in this business.
But that's what I'm saying. Like even New Jack knew he had a reputation. Like, who in their right mind thought it would be a good idea, like, to tell New Jack to go out there and fight a fucking 70-year-old? I don't understand, bro.
You might not like me, but you will respect me. And if not, you'll be laying up beside him in the hospital and I'll beat the fool out you.
And the final incident to discuss is something that took place at an RWA independent show in 2019 as a veteran would shoot on a younger worker, that being Brad Anderson, who is the son of Gene Anderson, and he was facing younger wrestler Jacob Ryan. And this match, for no good reason, just turns into a straight up shoot assault from Brad to Jacob, so bad that the promoter himself and other wrestlers had to come out and break it up and release a statement. Brad Anderson would later come out and say the reason this happened was because Jacob Ryan had injured his son Carter with a sloppy clothesline on the previous show, and so he handled it old school here, which once again, just talk about it backstage. I don't know why veterans have to act this way.
What we said in the back ain't happening. Heard that.
But look at the graininess of this video. You can definitely tell this was not made with like a fucking iPhone 16.
Yep. Come on, man, move. No, it's just turned personal. It's real.
Get him off! Get him off! Brad, stop, man!
Hey, come on, man.
All right, now.
Red.
Hey, Red,
Bro,
you gotta
they-
get out there and stop that, bro.
Bro, they didn't even have mats on the floor.
Hey, come on, man. Get him off. Jesus Christ. What the hell, man?
Yeah, what was up with that, dude?
Jesus Christ, you're twice his size. 5 times his skill set. The fuck, man?
Yeah, that went too far, bro. No, he shot on him for real. That was too
Goddamn,
far,
man.
bro.
He's gonna go back
That was too
over.
much. Way too much. That was wrong. That was way
No
wrong.
fucking sense in that, man.
Crap, get him out of here. Yeah.
Yeah, the ref should have stopped that.
Yeah, just another case of a mark wrestler, a wrestler who's a
Bro.
total mark for himself, similarly to
5 times his skill set.
I wanna watch that again.
Yeah, what was
But I
it?
don't think I know who this fucking guy is, man. But he has Goldberg tattoos.
Jesus Christ.
Bro, like I said, man, like when you're like, I wouldn't necessarily say like a lot of the people on here are like indie wrestlers or whatever, because you had like Grimm, you had New Jack, whatever, who was notorious in like ECW and stuff, and Grimm obviously. Yes, he's never been in WWE or anything like that or whatever. But, you know, he's more, you know, prone to scrutiny or whatever, because he does have somewhat of a following, which is why I believe why those dudes are jealous or whatever. But like I said, like when you're an independent pro wrestler, you kind of feel like you're untouchable, because you don't have like a big multi-billion-dollar corporation or whatever to, like, you know, if you talk shit about somebody, like, you know, this guy's a fucking asshole. Well, the only person that it really affects is you. It doesn't affect, you know, a McMahon or a Tony Khan or, you know, whoever the fuck runs TNA now or whatever. So a lot of indie wrestlers, even though it's not advised, I've never experienced this kind of stuff as long as I've been going to indie shows the last several years, you know, because people that I hang out with are professional. You know, when you're an indie pro wrestler or whatever, you kind of feel like you have this, you know, you're untouchable. You know, there's not much that can be done outside of, oh, you know, well, you know what, this guy's an asshole. Who cares if, you know, I don't get booked, you know, for another show with him or whatever. Whatever the case may be. Wild video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, man. Like, what was your favorite part? I guess the craziest scenario I heard in this video has to be the New Jack story. You know, why a promoter would put somebody as crazy as New Jack in the ring with a fucking 70-year-old makes no fucking sense to me. And this is why some people are not fucking, don't have the intelligence enough to be promoters, man. This is not a fucking video game, bro. This is not a fucking video game. Guys, I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Leave a like, hit the subscribe button with the notification button turned on. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Where you hold me like I am.